South Africa needs a new consensus, a consensus that is born out of a common understanding of our current challenging situation and a recognition of the need to address the challenges of unemployment, poverty, and inequality. The state must create an environment in which the private sector can invest and unleash the dynamism of our economy. But equally, it is also an environment in which South Africans can live a better life and unleash the energy of their capabilities. This should also be a new consensus which embraces our shared responsibility to one another as South Africans and acknowledges that we are all in this together.
Cuentan que dadas sus impresionantes costas, espectaculares paisajes montañosos, indómitas sabanas arboladas y hermosos semidesiertos, sus lagos, cascadas, cañones, bosques y amplias llanuras, Sudáfrica es sin duda uno de los países más hermosos del mundo y está dispuesto a satisfacer las necesidades de muchos. Sudáfrica es uno de los mercados emergentes más sofisticados, diversos y prometedores del mundo. Estratégicamente ubicada en el extremo sur del continente africano, la nación deviene lugar de inversión clave, tanto por las oportunidades comerciales dentro de sus fronteras, como por el potencial que ofrece como puerta de entrada al resto del continente, un mercado de aproximadamente 1.000 millones de personas. No obstante, para emprender su remarcable desarrollo, los sudafricanos no han podido seguir un camino recto.
Well, I think we must first agree that all countries in the world has been negatively affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. South Africa has very high levels of unemployment because of the structure of our economy. Given the fact that those that own the means of production in South Africa, to a large extent, is still those that has been in charge of the economy during the apartheid times. What we are doing to build our own resilience is that we have strengthened our social security system. So we had to do an intervention at this current moment for all the unemployed people in South Africa that are able to be part of a social security system of 360 rand per month, to make sure that our people do not suffer from food deprivation and food insecurity. The second issue that we are looking at is to ensure that we do the skills development program for the young people of South Africa. We think that the biggest asset of the South African nation is its young people, but it's also the biggest potential problem because of rampant youth unemployment, because the young people that are graduating from many of our universities, the skills does not speak to what the job market requires. So we are obviously working on engaging in a social compact between government, labor and the private sector to ensure that the type of skills and education that young people receive corresponds with what the job market require. So it is creating a big level of social anxiety in South Africa. But the President of South Africa, President Ramaphosa, are well seized with that task at hand to bring about a solution.
Wouldn't you like to explore a country where two worlds intersect, where first world infrastructure meets an emerging market, where diversity is celebrated through its people and its sectors, where one of the most powerful economies in Africa embraces new opportunities, where science and technology enjoy rapid advancement, a land where innovation creates a dynamic environment for growth. The world's leader in mining and minerals, with nearly 90% of all the platinum metals on Earth and around 41% of all the world's gold. Home to 11 Nobel Peace Prize winners. And with the most UNESCO World Heritage Sites in Africa. It is one of only 2 countries in the world to have hosted 3 different World Cups, where a market of almost 60 million people provide you with the perfect springboard to access a continent of 1.3 billion people. It's where the impossible is made possible. Welcome to South Africa, a land of endless possibilities. A truly inspiring country. Welcome to the future.
Inversiones. Es esa justamente una de las apuestas clave en el emprendimiento sudafricano. Sudáfrica se define a sí misma como un entorno favorable a la inversión y ha despertado el interés de los inversores globales a través de un mayor compromiso y trabajo en red. Como una de las economías más abiertas del mundo y con acceso preferencial a numerosos mercados globales, el impulso de inversión del país tiene como objetivo mejorar la confianza en la economía nacional y lograr un equilibrio, así como crecimiento sostenible e inclusivo. Los grandes rubros de Sudáfrica incluyen la minería, la energía y la industria. De todos estos, la minería sigue siendo el sector más relevante en la economía sudafricana. Sudáfrica es también el principal productor mundial de oro, platino y cromo, al tiempo que se cuenta entre los principales productores de magnesio y titanio. Por siglos, la humanidad ha reparado casi únicamente en este rostro de África. ¿Es usted de los que creen que una porción de verdad continúa desestimada por las grandes plataformas de la comunicación? Le invitamos a descubrir África más allá de la precariedad mediática, real o construida. Conozca el potencial de sus poblaciones, algunas abriéndose paso en terrenos de fuerte desarrollo económico. Asimismo, la creación de estructuras organizacionales que articulan los caminos a seguir en la búsqueda del progreso del continente. Bienvenidos a África sin estigmas, en positivo, bella y emprendedora. África más allá. Entre los estímulos generados, el gobierno de Sudáfrica ha creado un entorno favorable para atraer la inversión en infraestructura de Internet y continúa estableciendo regulaciones para respaldar el crecimiento del sector como migración digital, ley de protección de datos personales, subasta de espectro, desarrollo de políticas de nube y plan maestro de tecnologías de la información y las comunicaciones. También el sector de dispositivos médicos es prioritario para el gobierno sudafricano. Si bien varios de los productos en este mercado son importados, los analistas esperan que el mercado africano de dispositivos crezca a una tasa de crecimiento anual compuesta del 6,3% entre 2017 y 2023, alcanzando alrededor de $7.100 millones en ingresos para 2023. Ello se debe en parte a que las cadenas de suministro globales se interrumpieron con la pandemia de COVID-19, dando paso a oportunidades emergentes que se presentaron en el mercado africano y de la propia Sudáfrica. Por otro lado, para 2030 se espera que las TIC respalden el desarrollo de una sociedad de la información dinámica e inclusiva y una economía del conocimiento a través del desarrollo de una estrategia electrónica completa e integrada que refleje la naturaleza transversal de las tecnologías de la información y las comunicaciones. Sudáfrica tiene experiencia relevante relacionada con la fibra, los centros de datos, la infraestructura inalámbrica, las instalaciones informáticas y de almacenamiento, la seguridad cibernética y la capacidad institucional y operativa en la infraestructura de hardware y software necesaria para conquistar con éxito las oportunidades de inversión y fabricación de la cuarta revolución industrial.
What is different in South Africa today than before COVID-19 pandemic? For the very first time, we have realized the African Continental Free Trade Agreement. It's the first time that we have, amongst the 55 African states, a possibility to upscale free trade as we are currently speaking. Total trade amongst African states stands at only 16%. But we are happy to report that for the very first time in 2021, only during the first year of the implementation of the free trade agreement, that the South African exports to Africa exceeds the South African exports to the EU as a bloc. So it means this Pan-African economic integration instrument is really working, and we think our economic fortunes will be based on that.
Exploremos otra fortaleza. La industria automotriz de Sudáfrica consta de más de 20 empresas involucradas en la producción de automóviles y vehículos comerciales. Entre ellos se encuentran 7 importantes fabricantes o ensambladores de vehículos comerciales ligeros y automóviles, y varios ensambladores de vehículos comerciales medianos y pesados. También hay 21 empresas involucradas en la importación y distribución de vehículos automotores nuevos en el país. Se incluyen además aproximadamente 500 proveedores de componentes automotrices, incluidos 180 de primer nivel. La cadena de valor está impulsada principalmente por los 7 fabricantes de equipos originales: BMW, Vado, Isuzu, Mercedes-Benz, Nissan, Toyota y Volkswagen. Estas empresas tienen un gran impacto en las economías del Gauteng, Eastern Cape y KwaZulu-Natal. Junto con sus proveedores, esos OEM están en el centro de los 3 grupos regionales y su contribución socioeconómica es vital para contribuir al mejoramiento social de las comunidades a las que sirven.
In a country where diversity is a blueprint, where democracy affords its people the freedom of expression, where the people are guided by the spirit of Ubuntu and humanity is at the core of our ethos, our spirit of determination unleashes our true potential. We are people with a distinctive charm, people with big hearts. We come from a people of integrity, dignity, and great humility. We rise above every situation and limitation, for we are resilient. It's in the way we talk, the way we greet, the way we love, and the way we care. We celebrate each other. We are givers who open our hearts when the need arises, always willing to offer a helping hand to us and the world. From the beautiful skyscrapers of our cities to the Karua farms, our distinctive mountains and rivers, there are a number of factors that define our nation brand. Through its people, its culture and heritage, we are proud of our diverse cultures, the rich legacy of our forefathers that has left the anchor of our tomorrow. We are innovators, game changers. We dance in triumph as our feet vibrate on the African soil, where our hearts beat as one. A powerful vehicle to carry any brand message is through its people. At the heart of our nation brand is a simple yet very powerful movement that seeks to unite its people towards encouraging everyone to play their part in advancing South Africa's reputation and image. We inspire, we empower, and we celebrate active citizenship. We lift the spirit of our nation. We contribute to positive change. We are a nation of people who care deeply for one another, and our desired outcome is to create an active society that contributes to a prosperous economy. Oh, what a beautiful nation we are. We are South Africa.
The path that we choose now will determine the course for future generations. That is why we are taking steps to strengthen our democracy and reaffirm our commitment to a constitution that protects us all. We are working together to revitalize our economy and end the inequality and injustice that impedes our progress as a nation. We are standing together against corruption and to ensure that those who are responsible for state capture will be punished for their crimes. We are rebuilding the state and restoring trust and pride in our public institutions. There is agreement amongst a broad and diverse range of South Africans that fundamental change and fundamental reforms are needed to revive economic growth in our country. There is a need both to address the immediate crisis and to create conditions for long-lasting stability and development. To achieve this, South Africa needs a new consensus. It is when government creates that environment that will enable businesses, both small and big, to emerge, to grow, to access new markets, to create new products, and to hire more employees. With a view to addressing these challenges, we are accelerating the implementation of far-reaching structural reforms with a view to modernizing and transforming these industries, to unlock investment, to reduce the costs of doing business and to increase competitiveness and to heighten growth in our economy. We found that there are too many regulations in our economy and our country that are unduly complicated, costly, and difficult to comply with. This prevents companies from growing and creating jobs. We are therefore working to improve the business environment for companies of all sizes through a dedicated capacity in the presidency to reduce red tape. Through innovative funding and improved technical capabilities, we have prioritized infrastructure projects to support economic growth and better livelihoods, especially in energy, roads, and water management. Properly managed, the energy transition will benefit all. Renewable energy production will make electricity cheaper and more dependable and will allow our industries to remain globally competitive as well. The first two phases of the presidential employment stimulus programs, which we launched in October of 2020, have supported over 850,000 opportunities. In addition to expanding public employment, we are providing support to young people to prepare them for the work and link them to opportunities. We will, as the Commission's first report recommends, strengthen the system to protect whistleblowers who are a vital safeguard in the fight against corruption and who take huge personal risk. Many individuals and companies that the Commission has found were responsible for state capture must now be held accountable. The investigating directorate in the NPA is now poised to deliver on its crucial mandate, and a dedicated team has been established to pursue these cases. We are taking steps to safeguard our democracy, to protect our economic infrastructure, and to build safer communities for all. We will soon be announcing leadership changes in a number of security agencies to strengthen our security structures. We are going to make resources available to recruit and train an additional 12,000 new police personnel to ensure that the South African Police Service increases its capacity. This year, we are intensifying the fight against gender-based violence and femicide through the implementation of a strategic plan, and also taking other measures to promote the empowerment of women. So I ask every South African to rally together, whether we agree with each other on certain issues or not, but there is a lot that binds us together. This is the time for us to work together, and let us together build our country. But more importantly for me, this is the time, with all the economic measures that we've announced, as well as the other social protection measures that we've put forward. This is the time to leave no one behind. We must all move together as one, as South Africans. I thank you.
Hoy hemos mostrado el lado más evolucionado de Sudáfrica, un país que, a pesar de tantas potencialidades, encara desafíos importantes y aún su gobierno trabaja en asuntos pendientes de solución relativos a la equidad, el acceso a empleos, así como hacer de la nación un hogar más seguro y próspero para las presentes y futuras generaciones. Recordemos que Sudáfrica forma parte de prácticamente la totalidad de organizaciones y asociaciones del Sistema de Naciones Unidas, de foros regionales como la Unión Africana, la Comunidad de Desarrollo del Sur de África o la Unión Aduanera del Sur de África. Es también el único país africano miembro del G20. Pertenece al movimiento de los no alineados, el G77, el foro IPSA. En abril de 2011 se incorporó al grupo BRICS y ha sido miembro del Consejo de Seguridad de Naciones Unidas entre 2007 y 2008, 2011 y 2012, 2019 y 2020. Estamos sin dudas frente a una potencia que puede lograr maravillas, sea para beneficio propio o regional, en tanto simboliza en su continente el sur diverso, abierto y poderoso.